It is not a bad thing for you to be attracted to someone else while you're in a committed relationship. I feel I need to talk on this, right? Because we go and create this fictitious world that the moment you become committed to someone and it's you and them and you're locked in, that all of a sudden all the rest of the really beautiful women and really attractive men out there cease to exist and you're no longer going to find them attractive any longer. But that's absurd, and you're lying to yourself the more you try to convince yourself that it's crazy to be attracted to other people outside of your partner once you get into that relationship. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're a horrible person now, you're a horrible partner, and all these other things. And it's okay and quite natural if you see someone that you find really attractive and your mind floats for a second in curiosity as to what it'll be like to be with them or whatever the case is. You are a human being that is wired to want to go and mate with people and so forth, right? It's okay if the thought floats through your mind for a few moments or a few seconds or whatever. The problem is if you harp on that idea, you start holding that idea to the point where you start wanting to act on that idea, and then you proceed to take steps to act on that idea. It's one thing to have a fleeting thought. It's another thing to carry a fantasy you want to bring to fruition, if that fantasy goes against the relationship dynamics you currently have. But I'm saying this because it should be okay for you to express that if you're with your partner, if you happen to see someone who you thought was attractive and maybe they caught you looking at them, and for you to be able to acknowledge, wow, he or she's really attractive, right? It shouldn't have to be an issue that you do that. But this also comes with, you have to be a person that has been living in a certain principle type of fashion, to where you haven't done things or you don't do things that steps outside of your relationship that your partner's aware of and you guys have worked through, but now you're, entertaining other people with your eyes. That's when you can't be that open and transparent and honest and say, hey, that person's really attractive, because now to your partner, that may mean that you're thinking other thoughts that you might act on. But as long as you and your partner are operating in a moral sense, you guys should be able to acknowledge when you see someone you find is attractive. Make fun of it, right? Make it something playful and that you can, talk about together for a moment and then move on. And if you are living in a certain moral framework in your relationship and you haven't done these things that violates things, and you guys don't have these past issues you had to work through, and your partner can embrace you saying someone else is attractive because you happen to see them, then now we got to look at our partner and say, hey, what insecurities do you have to where you can't embrace that I just acknowledge someone else is attractive? Why is that so offensive to you? Because it's going to come down to either an insecurity or a past wound, baggage, right, from a previous relationship, or maybe they got cheated on or whatever the case is, to where you looking at this person triggers that out of them. That's still more healing for them to do. The main point overall is it should never cause disruptions in your relationship for you or your partner to acknowledge that you see someone that you find attractive and have a few moments of a discussion about that. That should never cause issues in your relationship. If so, that means there's one of three things that needs to happen, or maybe all of them. First, there's some trust building that needs to happen, because maybe you guys went through a past situation together and it never got fully healed properly and trust wasn't reestablished in the best way. Two, there's some past baggage that needs to be tended to from you or your partner that went through something that's being triggered by you finding this person attractive outside of the relationship. Or three, there's some self-worth building that needs to happen to where insecurity won't jump out just because you find someone attractive and your partner is instantly threatened by that. If you and your partner need help with that foundation in your relationship, DM me coaching and we'll get to work on fixing things. Let's get it.